Hey guys, Jerry here and welcome back to GregTech, where we are actually playing Railcraft, but, well, it's all for a good cause. So, to start with, I have prepared a bit here. I've changed the access to the tunnel network downstairs, or all the way down there, so we can actually take a cart and take it all the way up to our base instead. So I'm gonna make the, shall we call it the, a train station, I guess. I'm gonna make it right here, and for now I think we're just gonna set it up to handle individual carts. We might have to look into again with the whole chunk loader and whatever stuff, but for now at least let us just have something that works, and then we can, you know, fiddle with it later on. So what I have here is, first of all, I have this track coming up where I have set up this diversion here. Now I want to make a tank cart detector so that basically this, or maybe even it would be good with a player detector, I don't know, but basically so if it's a tank cart it will go into this track rather than continue straight on. But as you can see, the default setting here is that it'll actually turn into the other track, so we need to set a redstone torch underneath so that this will permanently be toggled, and then we need to turn off that torch when a tank cart arrives. Then, once the tank cart arrives, it needs to come over here, where we will have a liquid unloader underneath the track. And then we'll put a normal booster track on top here, and finally cap this off with a couple of stone bricks on top. Now, the wiki for Railcraft suggests using a boarding rail, but because we have this block here behind, it doesn't matter much. So, basically, this liquid unloader here will empty any cart that passes above it. So we don't have any filters on it. Whole carts until completely empty, yeah. And it should automatically output into the pipes. If not, then we'll need to put a redstone engine and a wooden liquid pipe underneath, but we'll have to get some liquid in it to actually detect that. So other than that, I have this bit of pipe here, and it goes all the way over to the tank. I'm just gonna quickly show that. It runs along underneath this wall here, completely hidden, of course. Can't see it anywhere. And when we go up here, you can see right beneath this piece of dirt here is where the pipe comes up into the tank. If we put that back so we can get the grass growing, and then we can go inside, and voila, pipe comes in here on the top. So we just need to hook it up to the actual valve like that, and there we go. This tank is now connected. Now we just need to actually move some stuff over here. So, yeah, on to the other end. Actually, hold on. We need to do that whole tank cart thing outside. So I need to find my bricks. I know I have some bricks somewhere. It's just a matter of finding them. There we are. There we are. So, bricks. How did you even get in here, bitch? So, what was I? Oh yeah, recipe for the detector. There we are, tank detector. So it's a pressure plate in the middle. Guess we can easily sort that out. Pressure plate in the middle with bricks around. That's a tank detector. There we go. Now we're probably also gonna need. We're definitely gonna need at least one redstone torch. And we're also going to need 2 repeaters. So something like this. So get these in here. I should have some sticks. I do have some sticks. Alright, so 5 redstone torches. And then we're going to need to make some repeaters with the 4 of these. And I need some stone as well. Stone, stone, stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that should do the trick. Alright, so now we can go down outside here again and dig a hole. Because we're gonna need to run some redstone underneath this to make it work. So if we go down here. Let's have a look. So we're gonna need to detect the card about here. So let us put the detector right here. And that's a tank detector. And then we put the track back on top of that. And then I completely forgot to actually get some redstone so we can run the stuff. God. I am woefully unprepared for this. As always. But I guess that makes it more fun. I'm hoping. So, once we have this set up, or rather the way that we want to set this up is to have a... First of all, we need a delay coming from the signal here, and then we need to have a torch on this block. So I'm just going to replace it with something that's not going to break as easily. And then the challenge is that we need to get the redstone signal into that block. And we're going to need to, and we also need to extend it. So we're going to have to take it down here. Down. Maybe actually a bit more space. Like that. And then we need to extend the signal. Can we? Nope, won't do. Why? These backpacks, they're such mixed blessing. Both a blessing and a curse. It's really, really annoying. And very useful at the same time. So, if we extend it the max duration here. Like this, that should do the trick. So whenever a tank cart passes on top, this one should send out a pulse that goes down here, it gets extended, turns off this torch, flicking this thing over to where it's supposed to be, I think. So let us get some stone bricks and a piece of track here, and then just quickly reset this to make it, yeah. Alright, so how much of this can we actually cover up? We can fill this hole. We can fill here. We cannot fill these two. We're gonna have to put a slab on top of that. Do we have any slabs? No, we don't. Alright, we're just gonna leave it as a hole then. So if a tank car comes in, this thing should trigger. This thing down here should send a pulse. And this thing should flip, so it will go over here. Excellent. Now we just kinda need a tank car to test it with. So let us grab one of those. I think I actually made one of these earlier, yeah. So, tank cart. No? Quickly disable this backpack as well. So if we put this tank cart here. Oh yeah, that's right, I need to change this to be like that. Alright. So put it there, give it a little nudge. There we go. And it goes in the right position. And then once it's empty, it's being sent off again, and this exact same thing that I had before happens, that basically I need to also flip it so that when the tank cart comes out. So I guess we need another detector. I'll sort that out quickly. Hold on, I just discovered something. Could this potentially work? If I have a tank detector like that. This is just a silly experiment, so basically right now it'll default to that. So if we put the... well, probably not. Let's just quickly see. Nope, nothing nothing good happens from that. Alright, let's get rid of that again. So I need to get out of here. Whoops. So fill in this, then put the new detector there. Pick up the tank cart again. And I guess we're gonna have to dig out some of this roof. So we need to get this other signal down here as well. And the challenging part is that we need to get it to the correct side of the signal extender here. Which means that we'll need to take it basically across. So it's gonna need to go like this, pretty much. And there. That's such a messy setup, this. But if it works, we can always refine it later on. That's, again, I know I say that a lot, but it really is generally how I think about stuff. If it works, then we can always fiddle with it later on to make it even better. But for now, we just need something that works. Okay, and we need to set this to whatever as well. So this is empty. Alright. Well, I guess we won't see that tank cart for a while. So, I'm guessing we're gonna need to make a similar setup on the other side, so I'm just gonna prepare a couple of materials and then we will travel to the other side and actually start setting up the station there and try to get some oil loading. Alright, after trying to actually leave here, I discovered that, well, when you try to launch from this one, it would also just send you over here instead. So I've also added a detector track here with a bit of redstone, so I also turned this one around to make it a slightly more compact, and the end result should hopefully be something that works, so let's give it a shot here. Now, I've lost 2 carts down this track, so I'm expecting that we'll run into both an empty cart and a tank cart, exactly. I guess we can push this one along for a bit. Pick up this one, give this one a little nudge. Can we actually... Yeah, I think we can actually like drive the minecarts, but now I think it was added in a couple of updates ago where you could basically sit in the minecart and push forward and it would go forward. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this tank cart is, because if the tank cart has really made it all the way, that is quite impressive. That is more than I anticipated. So hopefully at one point we will run into it. But yeah, again, this travel is gonna take a bit, so I'll see you when I get there. And look at that, the tank cart has arrived here successfully. So that's pretty fantastic. It means we won't have at least problems with not enough booster tracks. Now we just need to, in this somehow crammed space, actually make room for a train station, where we can have the tank cart in particular coming into a certain part. I'm still wondering whether if you just have just ignore player cards for here, because we're not going to travel here that often. Like the one back at home, I kind of want to pay a bit of attention to that, because I'm hoping eventually to hook up other rail systems to it as well. But here at least, we kind of just need to get the liquid loading in, so let's actually just get rid of this. So the liquid loader goes on top, and then when a tank cart force full, whole carts until completely full. So this thing, if we had a redstone engine, which I've forgotten, that's fantastic, we could basically just pump stuff into this. It has an internal tank which can hold like two carts worth of stuff, I think, and it would fill up the cart, send it on its merry way because there's a block behind it so the booster track works, and it would go home and basically be unloaded, provided that the chunks were loaded, of course, and other stuff. Just looking here, it looks as though the tank is completely full. Let's just have a look over here. I moved the pump over there because, well, the other lake ran dry. But for future oil endeavors, I'm going to be using a Buildcraft pump. It uses so much less energy, it works so much faster, and it's just more convenient to set up overall. Like, it is the better choice with the mod pack I have. Sorry to those who are really big fans of the GregTech one, but for oil pumping where it's sort of irregular systems where it has to be searching for every single source block rather than a big ocean where you can just pump up, the GregTech pump is just, it's slow, it's inefficient, it's just not as good. So with that out of the way, I'm gonna get hold of a redstone engine and a lever, and then we can see if we can get this started. Alright, I am back, and I have a redstone engine, so we can hook this one up here, and I should still have a bunch of levers, yeah. Alright, so let's just give this one a whirl and see what happens. So, the tank here has oil in it. It's putting stuff into the cart below, I think. Yeah, you can see something moving in there at least, like there is some sort of very pale looking liquid going in. It doesn't look a lot like oil, but I'm hoping that eventually it'll fill up nicely. Like, I can see something moving inside it, like a couple of pixels like flowing down, but yeah, until we get the engine here up to speed, it's gonna be a bit of slow. But yeah, let's just look at it and pay attention, basically. I'll try not to move the camera away from it so we can see it leave. And then once it does leave, I'll be right behind it. I could also hook it up to another card, I guess, but I don't think we have the system completely set up to actually handle trains that are linked together. Oh yeah, if I move correctly, it looks like oil in there. Alright, so it's approaching. So these tank cards, the way you make them is that you make an iron tank gauge and then put it in the card. It's not a Buildcraft tank, even though it very much looks like it. It is an iron tank gauge that is inside the card, but it works the same. I think it still has 16 pockets of space and such, so it works exactly the same. I'm just trying to see if I can find that angle again where it showed the oil. Apparently not. I'm trying not to be in the way when it actually does launch. Don't know why it's taking so long. It really shouldn't be taking this long to load it up, unless it is already... No, okay, I can right click it. There we go. Okay, so it actually has 32 buckets worth of capacity. That's a lot better than I anticipated. Twice that of a Buildcraft tank. Now, do I have any batteries on me? I don't. Alright, so once this one leaves, I'll just quickly go and grab the battery from the pump, because we need to recharge that. Without doubt. Like, it uses so much power, even compared to the quarry, that it's just ridiculous. I don't like the GregTech pump much. Maybe it's good for lava in like a big lava lake in the nether. Maybe it's good for, you know, emptying oceans like it says in the tooltip. But it's not good for oil pumping. So, there we go, full, and it's on its way. Excellent. So that's completely automatic. But yeah, you can actually... Oh, it's actually not empty. Anyway, you can see part of the problem here. Basically, it sucks out a source block, and then it looks around for any sort of flowing thing. Then it finds that flowing thing, removes that, finds the next flowing thing, removes that, and keeps finding every single flowing thing and removes that until it finds a source block. And it uses power for every single time it takes a step to search for a source block, and that's why it's so damn inefficient. And why I don't really like it. But, yeah, well, it's what I'm using now. Anyway, let us get back to base and see if we have oil being unloaded. So I'm just gonna put my own card here. Push it a bit. And get stuck inside a wall. Alright, we're on our way. Is that the tank card I see over there? Yes, it is. Basically, the tank card has been waiting for chunks to load. Like, it's kept its momentum, it's kept its distance from us. But as soon as it reached like the limits of the loaded chunks, it stopped, but kept the momentum. So as the chunks are being loaded in, it will continue on its way. So we can kind of keep up with it. We can't catch up to it, but we can keep up with it at least. And I imagine that if I had a world anchor connected to it, everything would work just fine. But so we'll have to look into that. Anyway, let us skip to the end. Alright, this is a kind of an annoying situation. Basically, the tank cart did not make it up the slope at the other end of the station. Here's like back here at base. So I'm gonna have to see if I can manually nudge it up. I don't know exactly why it didn't get up there, but maybe it will now. Let's follow it and see where it went. Like, it can very well be that I need to get a couple extra booster tracks around the place. Oh yeah, it's... Yeah. Oh shit. Come on. Oh fuck. Bloody hell. Stop. Stop it. Come on. Come on. This is so stupid. It really is. Stop it! Ah! Oh, I'm not providing very interesting commentary right now. I apologize for that, but stuff is being stupid. That's my excuse. So let's get this one over here. Did it actually make it up the third time? Yeah, okay, so it finally made it up. Oh, for fuck's sake, that's not what I intended, whatever. Can't be asked chasing after that right now. So basically, my little booster rail here has a side effect, so we'll just move this block here back a bit. So, grab that. Again, I'm trying to make this compact, and it's biting me in the bum. So, let's just spread it out a bit. That should work fine. There we are. Alright, so this tank here is almost empty and then it'll be sent back, but it'll run into the empty tank that I have down there. Nope, it actually won't work. Interesting enough. Did I forget to reset this? Yes, I did. And apparently it is not being extended enough. Oh, whatever. Yeah, the extension is not enough actually for some reason. Did I not set it? I set it at max, yeah, it is at max. What if I do this? That's a bit better. Anyway, it's gonna get stuck down there, but that's not my problem right now. What is my problem right now is checking that we actually have the oil coming in. So let us head down here and have a look inside the tank. Yes, yes, yes. The oil is coming in, 32 buckets worth. It looks as though there's still some in the pipe, but I think that's just a phantom. Alright, so now the next question is, if we do decide to try and pump this into the distillation tower, the diesel will come out as well. But I want to make nitro diesel with it, and that's a problem, because to make the nitro diesel, I'm fairly certain it has to be in the cell. I don't think you can pump into the chemical reactor. But again, I might be mistaken. If anyone knows whether you can pump into a chemical reactor, I'd be happy for you to tell me. But in any case, we can fill cells from here and we can toss it in manually. And that way we can make the nitro diesel. So that's at least a step in the right direction. So we have some sort of automatic transport of oil now. It does rely on a bit of chunk loading and the player being there for now, but yeah. Sometime in the near future, we'll examine the prospect of making a train with world anchor cart. But until then, I'm Jerry. This has been GregTech, where we play Railcraft still. But I hope you enjoyed. Bye.